Warning, use care when operating cars or dangerous machinery. Take with a good sense of humour. Listen at your own risk. You're listening to Podthings with Adam Carroll and Erika Miller. This is your Brain on Pod.
Hello and welcome to Podthings. I'm Adam Carroll.
I'm Erika Miller and I'm drinking something that's brand new to me but is also delicious.
This is brand new to you?
This is brand new to me. I've never had one of these before. It's
blew Erika's mind.
It's an original.
It's not that original because a lot of people do it and it's pretty popular.
It's made with Mott's Clamato original.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you know we're drinking beers with Clamato in them in case you haven't figured that one out. But did you know that there's a bunch of different names for this?
No, I was not aware of that.
Apparently they're called micheladas in Mexico when you drink beer with Clamato in it. Micheladas.
Huh.
I don't know if I'm saying
What does
that
that
right.
mean?
No idea. It's called Beer and Clam in Western Canada. I'm getting this off of Wikipedia. So
the whole original name of beer and clam.
I bet Mott's Clamato comes on here and they're like, "Oh, let's update the Wikipedia page today. We gotta update it now."
No, you can't update your own Wikipedia page. It's against the rules.
Oh, really?
Yep. If you have someone else has to make it.
Yeah, but it could be somebody on your team.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they police that.
There you go. It's probably
But it is against the rules.
They just randomly pick a dude in the Clamato juice factory line, and they're like, "Today, your job is to go update our Wikipedia page. Here's what we want you to update it with." But get this.
Okay.
If you add spices like you add to a Caesar, right? And I'm a big fan of Caesars.
Yeah.
It's called a Sangre de Cristo in Mexico. So it's no longer a michelada. It's Sangre de Cristo.
But here's the problem with that situation is we're not in Mexico.
Yeah, but think of how cool it is when you realize when you're saying Sangre de Cristo, it's blood of Christ. You're ordering a drink called the blood of Christ.
You'd think that would be some sort of a wine drink.
Probably. But
they like their beer, I guess.
There you go. Pretty interesting. Never knew that. Also, there's beef amato. Have you ever heard of beef amato?
No, that sounds weird.
It's made from beef broth
and
like tomato juice.
Instead of the clam.
Yeah, with Worcestershire. I butcher that one and say Worcestershire. Well, I can't even say it, but
It was introduced in 1969, or is that just Clamato?
Where do you see that? No, yeah, that was Clamato.
Oh.
Yeah. This has gone through a few different companies. In 1966, it was made by the Duffy Mott Company in Hamlin, New York. Then the brand was owned by Cadbury Schweppes after the company bought Mott's in 1982. Now it's owned by the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. Try and say that one 3 times fast.
Yeah, it's weird. All these companies just become these huge conglomerates, and it's all confusing. Like if half of the things you buy are owned by the same company.
Yeah, well, like that episode where we talked about how Sabra is owned by Pepsi, and Sabra makes hummus, and they're trying to break into the. And I think I looked at some hummus at the store today that was made by Sabra, and I thought of that. So you never know when that information is going to be needed in your life. But speaking of things at the store, I'm so glad you made me this Clamato cocktail because I had Turkish Delight.
Yeah.
And that was weird. I haven't had that
Turkish
since I was a kid.
Delight is really weird.
It tastes like this particular brand anyway, there might be some other kind of brand, but it tastes like somebody took cleanser and made it into a jelly and then covered it in like more of that powdered cleanser, like Vim. If Vim were a powder.
Is it possible that Turkish Delight is to clean your mouth?
I don't think that's the purpose, no.
No.
I will get back to you on that one. Let's talk about Turkish Delight.
See, isn't it? It's ironic that it's called Delight because it's not very delightful.
No, it is not.
I want to talk to somebody who really loves these things because there's got to be a lot of people who are super into Turkish Delight, and I think those are people who don't know what good things taste like.
Maybe.
You know, you ever meet those people who just like things that are really bland?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I know a bunch.
Yeah, I know a couple.
And they're like boiled potatoes, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, with nothing on them.
Yeah, or just like a huge, huge pat of butter. And it's like, dude, do you want to have a coronary? And then also...
But at least that's delicious. It's terrible for you, but it tastes good.
I'm not really big on potatoes. So
Potatoes with butter on them is pretty damn good.
well, come on, it's the butter rather than the potatoes.
It's a combo. You know what? I even like instant potatoes. I'm one of these people.
I used to like instant scalloped potatoes when I was a kid.
That seems strange.
Why?
Because that's like rehydrated. How are there like pieces in there? How's that
I don't
work?
know. I never made them.
It's
My parents
crazy.
made them.
You know what? There's actually an art to making instant mashed potatoes, because here's the thing. If you have to get the exact right amount of liquid in there, because if you don't put enough, then it just becomes like a ball of dough.
Ew.
And if you put too much, then it just becomes kind of soup. And then you have like a limited amount of time to get it like out of the pot and do it. But when you get it right, it's pretty epic.
That sounds gross.
It's delicious.
I will tell you that making scalloped potatoes for real is also difficult.
Is it?
Yeah, I used to make them for the group home that I worked at, and I'm not good at boiling potatoes, which, you know, I'm not a bad cook, but as soon as I say I'm not good at boiling potatoes and making scalloped potatoes, somebody's like, oh, you're a terrible cook.
Well, boiling potatoes, I mean, that's literally one step above boiling water.
Well, you have to boil the potatoes, you have to cut them.
Yeah.
They have to be a certain, like,
Well, you just have to make sure
firmness,
that they're...
softness.
Right.
And then because you're baking them after, right?
Right. Well, you just have to make sure that you cut them all to about the same thickness so that it cooks evenly.
It's
when,
the cheese.
When you're boiling
it's
it.
the cheese and milk combo. That's
I'm still
difficult.
talking about boiling the potatoes.
I know. I've moved on.
Okay. And then see when they're done, it's when you stick a fork in them
And they slide right
and it
off.
slides off.
Damn it! I know.
That's the key.
I am not good at waiting for things.
If you
so
poke it
boiling
with
potatoes
if you
is
poke it
pretty
with
hard.
the fork and it falls apart, then that's becoming overdone. But that can be good too, when they're just kind of like, because then it sort of becomes like a mashed potato.
I think it would help if I liked potatoes, because then I would care more.
Oh, they're so good.
Because my caring level.
You probably like yams, don't you?
I do like yams.
Ugh.
I know us yam people were weird.
Yeah, I don't get the yam thing. I'll eat them, but nowhere near the top of my list. What is going on there?
Well, speaking of weird things, this is the 10 weirdest massages that you can get, apparently, according to Audi.com.
I love that website.
This is the Python massage. So apparently Cebu City Zoo in the Philippines offers this.
Okay.
4 giant Burmese pythons weighing a combined 250 kilograms slither across you, and you lie on a bamboo bed. And they're fed around 10 chickens before they do this massage. Anybody who wants 4 Burmese pythons to like slither on top of them, please, we'll never be friends. That's so weird. Cactus massage.
That doesn't sound good at all. That sounds pretty awful.
They take the needles out from the paddles, apparently. And they, rub you with this needle-free paddle of cactus.
You know what doesn't have needles on it? Everything else.
Yeah, no kidding. But for $250...
Oh, what a steal.
You can get a warm meringue made of cactus, tuna, the blossom of the cactus. I thought they meant the fish. And pulque, blended with tequila to hydrate your skin. So you could just get some... I mean, just pour some tequila on yourself, really.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tickling massage.
That sounds awful as well.
There's a meat cleaver massage. That sounds pretty bad.
That's just dumb. That's just people coming up with weird shit.
No, apparently knife massages date back more than 2,000 years to China.
Well, a lot of things date back that far that were proven to be stupid. like worshiping the sun.
That is true. Elephant massage?
That's why I hate the argument of like, oh, it's an ancient thing. It's like, well, people live twice as long now because we've figured some shit out since then.
What's
my mini
worse,
rant.
the knife massage or the elephant massage?
Well, that's a toss-up, actually, because, I mean, obviously the elephant could crush you immediately.
But he's been trained.
Oh, well, if
to
he's been
press
trained.
gently.
We all know that animals that are trained never do anything they're not supposed to.
SeaWorld, haha.
Well, that's a whole other situation, but I don't know. Maybe ask Siegfried and Roy about how trained animals react to things.
That's true. Okay, this one's a little better.
Okay.
Gondola massage. You're literally cruising around Spain. Sorry, Italy. You're in Venice here.
Right.
You're on a gondola. You're watching
Right. See,
Venice.
I'm looking at the picture here, and okay, so you basically get a massage on the boat while they're
Yep.
cruising you around,
Yep.
which sounds like a good idea, but would your face not be kind of down? Like, you're not going to be able to get a very good view of things.
Yep.
So, I mean, I would say it's still a step up from being in a room on a table, but I don't think it's going to be as amazing as you think. I mean, it would probably be relaxing, but I don't think you're going for the view, is what I'm saying.
Don't do it if you're seasick. Don't do it.
I can imagine.
African snail massage.
Again, stupid.
What up? Spas in Russia, Japan, and the UK have taken facial massages to the new level. It's also called Celebrity Escargot Course. And it's believed to help in the regeneration of skin, eliminate wrinkles, scars, and traces of burn marks. So basically, these snails, they just put them on your face, and they crawl around on your face. And their slime that they leave is supposed to help you recover your damaged skin. Would you do that?
No. I've never even had a regular massage. So because I feel like I don't really need
This
one.
could be your step in, though.
No, not going to be my step in or my step out.
Have you ever seen a snail like that before?
I've seen snails.
Where'd you see them? BC?
I think I've seen them around here before. They don't. I mean, they're pretty small.
Yeah,
But-
the BC ones are pretty big and gross and slimy, you can tell.
Our frogs here are our snails.
Yeah, good
Frogs
point.
get everywhere.
Good point. I don't know if I would do the snail thing.
Nope.
It's a toss-up. Face slapping massage.
Yep. Stupid. Again.
Thai face slapping.
Oh, that's for the people who are too embarrassed to go to the sex dungeons.
Probably.
That's what that's for.
It's a little
I
weird.
guarantee it.
How about egg baby massage? That is
You
an
shouldn't
ugly
be
baby.
like. What? So you roll eggs around on a baby?
Yeah, on their head.
Okay. See, I'm looking at this picture, and there's a person pressing 2 eggs against the baby's head.
Yep.
Now, let's say one of those eggs, he pushes a little too hard, one of those eggs cracks open, a piece of shell goes in that kid's eye.
No, they're hard boiled.
Shell could still get in there.
They've peeled them. They're hard boiled.
Oh.
They're peeled hard boiled eggs.
Well, then
they're
that's
rubbing
even
around on
more.
a kid's
That's even
face.
more ridiculous because what's that going to do? You're just rubbing egg juice all over yourself.
It's not even egg juice.
So, well, it's water that smells like boiled eggs.
I guess so. Apparently, Audie is concerned it's not very hygienic because raw eggs have salmonella sometimes. So,
I thought they were cooked.
yeah, they are cooked. So I don't understand why they're throwing this at us. And whoa, it's unhygienic. Number 10, weird massages. Flames massage.
See, again, there's a reason that stunt people have to get proper training to be set on fire because it's pretty dangerous.
Apparently, a piece of cloth is sprinkled with a flammable substance. I can't speak today. Probably alcohol, then set on fire and put out with another cloth. It isn't painful at all, and it's supposed to be a great way to lose weight.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Because you're scared, like, your
No,
balls
because
scared.
it's not a way to lose weight. So my guess is so they said it's a powder?
No, it's probably alcohol that they
Oh,
dose this.
that's terrible. So how many people's hair do you think catch on fire at this place.
Oh, probably a million.
I bet you got to sign something, right? When you
who
go there?
knows? Well, it's in, where is it? I think it says it's in like China.
Oh,
It's fire treatment is very popular during the winter months in Chinese traditional hospitals.
that's weird.
So there you go. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Chinese are the fathers of medicine. They have some amazing things that they've done a million years ago that we're only starting to do now. But I don't think this is one of
Right.
them.
Yeah. No, definitely not. I don't think any of these are any of those. I think most people would actually be pretty surprised at how much of these, like, quote unquote, traditional medicine things, how many of them don't work whatsoever and have actually been proven to be work. Because people do tests on these things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And as soon as even things that are completely proven to not work, or they'll just test what's actually in, like, if it's some kind of herbal medication or something, they'll test what's in it. And it's like, this medically does absolutely nothing. And people will still think that it does for some magic reason. Just like how I didn't read, the actual article. I just heard from, reputable type people that apparently they've all but definitively proven that vaccines are not related to autism.
Yeah.
I think they did some kind of like an in utero study or something. Like it was, and it's like peer reviewed work, and it's all like pretty much airtight that there's no correlation there. And but that's not going to stop people from
People like to believe what they believe.
Yeah, but it's a shame when they believe something for no real reason that could kill your kid.
People be cray. People be cray. I want to give you an update
Right.
on the E.T. Atari games.
Right.
We talked about this a few
Yeah,
episodes
they're making
ago.
that documentary, right?
Yeah, and they got the okay to go dig up all of these games from the New Mexico landfill in Alamogordo City. I love saying that.
So they actually found these things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, how... They must have had their own site. I can't, like... Because this had to be at least 20, 30 years ago, right? This
was like 1986 or something that they dumped them all.
So almost 30 years ago. How did stuff not get buried on top of it? And like,
it did. They had to go in and dig it all up.
That's crazy.
Apparently, so some of the games they're selling, some of the games, they're giving 100 of the games to the documentary production companies Lightbox and Fuel Entertainment. They're going to sell 700 of them. And then...
Yeah. I imagine maybe some would go to the Kickstarter people.
Some are going to museums. I don't know. It doesn't say about the
I don't know if
Kickstarter.
that was one of the things.
But
Because they did a Kickstarter, right?
well, people still have this game. They made a bajillion of them. Some people bought them. You can still find them at flea markets and stuff.
Yeah.
On eBay, whatever.
But you could get one that was actually from that landfill.
Yeah.
Which has,
Yeah, they took out 1,300 games because they thought originally that they were going to be like 18 feet into the landfill, but they were actually 30, so that's almost double what they thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's more than 700,000 games that are in that landfill.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's so weird that they just buried it. Like, they really couldn't get rid of it?
They were just like, nope, this is...
Or just like, sell it off to some kind of like a plastics scrap type situation. So weird that they would just go bury it.
It is very strange.
So you've seen The Room, the movie The Room.
Oh,
correct?
yes, I have.
With Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen The Room, you need to see it.
You haven't lived.
Yeah, it's one of those so bad that it's good. And it's just a fascinating, like, the whole backstory behind it and everything. I have a little bobblehead that's actually right here. For all you Room fans out there, you can be jealous because it's a talking bobblehead.
Hi, Daddy. I did not. I'm fed up with this world. You know what they say.
And the favorite,
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
That is awesome.
yeah.
Although I wish they did have, oh, hi, doggy.
Well, they have Hi Danny.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Or Denny. His name's Denny,
It's Denny.
which is weird. Okay, so I guess the guy who plays Mark in the room,
Okay.
his name is Greg Sestero.
Okay.
He was apparently a I don't know, he was an executive producer, but he was some sort of like I think he was an associate producer or something on the room.
Okay.
And he released an audiobook about the making of the room
Oh, my
called
God.
The Disaster Artist.
Nice.
And they have a sample on SoundCloud. If I can figure out how to embed it in the site, it'll be there. But I found an article. It was on the Huffington Post about how good of an impression he can do of Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, my God.
And so I'm gonna play like the clip from the sample of this, and it's amazing. Like I really want to get this audiobook because it looks fascinating. And if you're interested in the room, it would be amazing.
Have you ever seen $1 million in cash? Tommy suddenly asked me.
That's a really good
I
impression.
have not, I said. What I have, young man, and it looks really nice, like this. He did a gesture with his hands, outlining an imaginary pile of money. Very big pile, looks very nice. If I asked him the question he wanted me to ask, how was it that you were able to see $1 million in cash, Tommy? I knew he was going to back off, get defensive, or make a joke. So I didn't say anything. I just sat there in the car with Tommy and his imaginary pile of money. Last night I had vision. I think we need to do Chris R scene again, but on roof. It would be spectacular. He's such good character, like Al Capone. My idea is that when we fight him, the gun would fall off the roof like in gangster movie. As the room's line producer, I felt obliged
Line
to ask.
producer.
You want to shoot the Chris R scene again? I don't like the dailies. They just don't cut it. We need something bigger, more spectacular. For Tommy, bigger and more spectacular meant green screen. Green screen was like a portal into Tommy's imagination.
A portal.
And having it as an option gave him a scarily limitless range of possibilities.
When he does Tommy's voice, I
a few
feel like
days
he's like
before,
somebody's
Tommy had pulled
drunk
Raphael aside
uncle.
Well,
and
that's what-
told him
but
his
that's what he
latest
sounds
big
like.
idea.
I know, but
I have
I
the
want my car, Tommy began,
listen.
to fly off the roof and into the sky. By now, Raphael was prepared for literally anything when Tommy discussed his ideas. Even so, I could tell this particular vision had really deeply stunned him. Why, Raphael said, do you want to do this exactly? It's just possible side plot. Maybe Johnny is vampire. Raphael stood there looking up at the sky.
Maybe Johnny's a
began to nod.
vampire.
The next time I saw
What is this, a
Raphael, he
Bret
was
Easton
laughing
Ellis novel?
uncontrollably,
I don't know who that
running
is.
Tommy's flying Mercedes.
it's too long to explain.
But yeah, I just want to hear that for the freak value alone, or just these crazy stories. Like, yeah, he wants his car to fly off into the sky, and maybe his character's a vampire.
Okay, there's a vampire subplot in the movie The Informers and also the book The Informers by Bret Easton Ellis. I was so excited about The Informers when it came out, and we were supposed to go to regular theater, and of course it didn't because it sucked so bad. And then I saw it on TV one day, so I taped it and I started watching, and I got through about 10 minutes of it. It was so bad I had to turn it off. So that'll teach you. But
Yeah. But I'm just endlessly fascinated by The Room. There's so much there that's just confusing and and amazing at the same time.
The Room is something else.
Yeah, like I have the DVD and there's extra features on it.
Yeah.
One of which is the original soundtrack that was done for the movie.
Oh my god.
And then it said there's like a behind the scenes thing where I was like, oh, awesome. Like I want to see kind of like, them shooting it and stuff.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes consists of like a bunch of random B-roll shots of them filming with the original soundtrack playing over it.
Oh my god.
It's pretty bad. But the best part about the extra features is there's like a Q&A with Tommy Wiseau
Right.
that he, obviously put together himself. It's him sitting in front of some fireplace or something weird. And it's clearly this guy, I already forget his name.
Greg Sestero?
Yeah, Greg Sestero is clearly the person asking him the questions.
Yeah.
And Tommy but he's actually asking the questions that a lot of people would have, like why is it called The Room and why is there a football in almost every scene and weird stuff, but he never gives a real answer. And I'm like, you put this together. Why would you have it on there just to give non-answers?
Because it gets you to do this.
But he's not. I don't. It's not an act, though. There's no way it's an act. He's not. It's because he tried to do it again. He tried to do, because there was he did a short film called The House That Drips Blood on Alex, and it was awful because he was clearly trying to do what he did in The Room, and it didn't work. He was trying to make it ridiculous, and it just failed horribly. And what's even better about this Q&A thing is that you can clearly see that he's ADR'd himself on there because you probably couldn't understand what he was saying because of his accent, and he was like mumbling and stuff. And it was clearly dubbed over again. Like he re-recorded his answers and just dubbed it over.
That's so
and
funny.
It's very obvious.
That's so funny.
I love this guy. So I have kind of a depressing story.
Okay.
Basically, well, this is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin Journal Sentinel,
Okay.
or jsonline.com. I always love these random websites that have these articles, but I came across this article today, and it was the headline is Charges Detail
Waukesha preteens?
Yeah, Waukesha. I guess that's the town. Waukesha preteens attempt to kill classmate.
Okay.
Basically, these two 12-year-old girls had spent months planning to murder one of their friends. These crazy kids. Basically, it's a really long article, so I'll just kind of recap it. Basically, these kids got into... They read some story about this guy called Slender Man. And I just have the Wikipedia up here. It's this Slender Man is a fictional character that originated as an internet meme created by Something Awful Forums user Eric Knudsen in 2009. It is depicted as resembling a thin, unnaturally tall man with a blank and usually featureless face, wearing a black suit. The Slender Man is commonly said to stalk, abduct, or traumatize people, particularly children. The Slender Man is not tied to any particular story, but appears in many disparate works of fiction, mostly composed online.
Okay.
So these 12-year-olds read some story that was about Slender Man, and they thought it was real. And their plan, for some reason, their plan was they were going to kill their friend, and then walk to Slender Man's house.
What the hell's wrong with these kids?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like at 12, you should be able to differentiate between reality and fiction. Like
yeah,
to a certain degree.
Yeah. So the Slender Man's house was supposed to be in northern Wisconsin, and so basically they were going to I guess they admitted to everything. They got full confessions from both of these kids individually that matched. So, and like their plan was to, I don't know, they had like a sleepover and they were going to kill their friend in the middle of the night or something and then leave. But for some reason they couldn't do that. So then it was like the next morning they had it planned out. Like there was there was a park that had a bathroom in it and they were going to like, and I don't know, for some reason that didn't work out. So they basically just took this kid into the woods and their friend was stabbed like 19 times.
Oh.
And they were found. They found the two kids that stabbed her a couple hours later with the knife in their backpack. And the other kid, the kid survived or is still alive because she managed to like crawl to a road and somebody found her.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So, but they got like these like the quotes from these kids are unsettling, but as of right now, they're being tried as adults, so they can actually release their names because they're in adult court. And as of right now, they're looking at 65 years in jail.
Wow, I bet they do psych evals on those kids for
But
sure.
that's so weird.
Like any good defense attorney is going to be like, we're going to see if we can plead insanity for this one.
Yeah, well, they're saying that they expect the attorney to try and get it downgraded into like a juvenile case, in which case they'll get the most they can get is like 25 years or something.
What? Okay.
Or until they're 25 years old, something like that.
No, it would be 25 years probably. Yeah, there's multiple things wrong with that. I don't even want to go into that because that's opening a can of worms. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Do you want to
it's
hear?
just so weird that I just like. There's not a whole lot to say about it, but it's just so bizarre.
Ugh, totally. Now everybody's going to be going to read Slender Man comics.
Yeah. Well, what I actually didn't realize until right now is that because they said in the article that it's a fictional story that they believed for some reason.
Right.
But it's literally just something from the Something Awful forum that some guy made up. Like it's a meme, and you're killing people over it.
Because they don't understand. They're obviously not being supervised.
They're not the tech-savvy youths that you
Well,
hear about.
when you're 12, you don't always necessarily... You
No,
can't
but if
differentiate between
you
reality
read
and fiction, but, let's be honest.
No, there is something seriously wrong with these kids. Because it's a long, fairly detailed article. We'll link to it on podthings.ca. And if you read that, it's pretty crazy.
That is crazy. Speaking of reading, and on a brighter note, LeVar Burton's trying to bring back Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Did you?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Well, he is. Apparently he is, because they've far surpassed their goal.
How do you not love this show?
I don't really remember it. I don't know if I watched it.
Oh, I remember this show.
But see, what I heard all about it just from people talking about it, and I've seen the Kickstarter page, but I don't. That's about as much as I know about it.
Well, we're gonna watch 12 snails to 1 lizard right now. Full episode.
We're gonna listen to the full episode?
No, it's 28 minutes long, but this is a newer.
Get comfortable, everybody.
This is a newer one because it's not the same opening that I remember.
Okay, so what exactly is Reading Rainbow?
Okay, well, LeVar Burton tells you about stuff, and then, well, you'll see.
Okay.
There.
Oh, darn.
That does it. I'm at the end of my rope here. I'm trying to help out my friend Paul in his warehouse, but this place is so disorganized, I can't get anything done.
Whoa.
He's like trying to put
If
together
these parts were numbered, it'd be a
Transformer?
whole lot easier.
I don't know.
something like that. What is happening? This is so 90s.
It's amazing.
There's absolutely no place to work here.
Look at all those popcorn balls.
No one calculated how much to use per box.
What?
The scale only goes to 5 pounds. What am I gonna do? Weigh this twice?
Uh-oh. He's having an issue. Listen to that sweet rock music in the
I know.
background.
Hello? Oh, Paul.
I still don't understand the
How's
purpose
it going?
of that
What do you
show.
mean, how's it going?
Hold on, it'll
I
get
gotta
there.
tell you, not so good. This place is a disaster. It needs organization. It needs, you know what this place needs? It needs math. I mean, everyone else is using it all the time.
Using math, I determine the length of the foot, the width of the foot.
Look at that. That's some
No,
real
you don't
footage.
use math to measure things.
Look, this is real 90s people. He's like shot on the streets of New York.
11 by 14.
More measuring.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You don't use math to
can help
measure.
Get this place in order.
So I thought this was
Math can help get the place in
So
order.
the first thing I'll do is I'll take all of these gifts and I'll rearrange them into groups based on size.
Monday in math class.
There you go. And then
Mrs.
they read you a
Kavanagh
story.
says, you know, you can think of
It's
almost
like
everything
one
as
of
a
those
math problem.
typical 90s
On
shows. Actually, this
Tuesday,
started
I
in
started having
1980s.
problems.
Yeah.
And it's one of those shows that tries to teach you lessons and stuff.
Right.
But it's
It seems like this is what they should be doing at school, no?
10 minutes to get
Yeah,
dressed,
people watch this
15
in school
minutes to eat my
sometimes.
breakfast, and
But,
1 minute to brush my teeth.
it was a cool show, and it got kids into reading, and I liked reading Rainbow. It was pretty sweet. How do you not like Butterfly in the Sky? I can go twice as high. It's pretty
I
sweet.
don't know what you're talking about.
That's the theme song.
Oh, is it?
It's in a
Okay.
book. Just take a look.
So why,
Reading Rainbow.
Okay, here's my thing with this. Is he doing this because he's running out of money?
No, he wants to bring it back for all children everywhere.
Or does he want to bring it back for a nice little payday?
No, I'm pretty sure he wants to bring it back because they're
Right.
going to put it in, like, because it's going to be online, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to have it for classrooms and stuff, but it'll be, like, online or they'll send them
Right.
stuff. I don't know. Pretty sweet. It's going to be on an app and stuff. Pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Anyhow, I wanted the Reading Rainbow mug, so I totally signed up.
Let me see. I want to see the mug.
Oh, well, it's just going to have the Reading Rainbows logo
There's
on
no
it.
picture of it?
No.
You just blindly bought a mug? How do
I
you know?
didn't blindly buy. I backed the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I know. That's
You get a
kind
bunch of
the-
other stuff too. You get
Did
I'll
you
tell
get
you.
anything else with it?
yeah.
What'd you get?
Exclusive backer updates, special thanks on the website. I'm going to get a thank you tweet from Reading Rainbow, an exclusive digital wallpaper, a digital download of the collector's edition, a 1-month subscription to the Reading Rainbow app because I really need it. I'm going to get a bumper sticker or a magnet, and I'm going to get a mug
That's a lot of stuff.
for $50, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Actually, it's $65 if you're from Canada because you have to pay
Uh-oh.
$15 shipping.
See, I don't like that.
So, pretty sad.
Nice.
But if you want, you could get for $375. LeVar will follow you on Twitter for a year and send you a personal
Those
tweet
are
to
so
thank you.
weird.
For $400, he'll send you a voicemail. For $700, you can have a 5 to 10 minute phone call or video chat with LeVar. For $800, you can go to Reading Rainbow Live. $1,500 will get you a picnic with LeVar. $2,500 will get you a picnic and a field trip. And $3,500 will get you a private dinner with LeVar.
I want to go on a date with LeVar. What? Okay, what else has he done? I don't like.
He
I know
was
that
Kunta Kinte.
I don't know what that is.
Roots.
Oh, I've never seen.
And he was Geordie LaForge
Okay.
from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Okay. Clearly, I don't know anything about anything, but interesting.
People love LeVar Burton anyway.
Okay.
And 90s people and some 80s people probably too love Reading Rainbow. And I love reading. And my mom goes, "You don't even like kids, so why are you backing this?" I'm like, "That's not the question, Mother. The question is not whether or not you enjoy children. It's whether or not you support the future of tomorrow and their love for reading."
The future of tomorrow.
I just like to encourage
Right.
reading.
Or you just wanted a mug.
Yeah, that too.
You just paid $50 for a mug.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the most expensive mug I've ever gotten. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. But I'm going to cherish that mug. And you know what? Good. I helped some kid somewhere learn to love a book.
Yeah. Without you, they would have only made 3.4149.
905. 900. Because
Yeah.
I paid $65.
Yeah.
That's $3,414,965 right now, pledged of their 1 million goal. But without me, it would have been $3,414,900.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would have had 75,722 backers.
Oh, it just went up.
Damn it! This thing really does go up in real time.
Yeah. That's funny. We got to redo the math now.
Dang it. No, I'm not going to bother. Anyhow, 28 days to go. They're going to try and reach 5 million. I bet they do it. We'll see. But maybe it's hit its ceiling of interest because it went pretty hard. Like, they hit 1 million in a day. I think it was a day. And it was just like, boom, crazy.
Yeah.
So I gave it a day. I thought about it for a day before I backed it. That's my advice to you out there. If you're going to back something on Kickstarter, you should take a day. You should think about it.
Maybe.
Consider,
Or just do it.
Consider what you're getting from them, what's in it for you.
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing is scams, right? There are things every once in a while. I think they keep an eye out for it, but there are things that get through that are scams.
Well, I know for a fact LeVar Burton is not going to scam me with my Reading Rainbow mug, so that was a legit thing. Totally legit.
Nice.
So I'm happy.
And, well, speaking of reading and smart things, I know you're not going to bring it up, but you're graduating college tomorrow.
I brought it up.
I have to bring it up. You know, it's a significant moment in your life. And so, yeah, Erika is graduating from college tomorrow from when we're recording this, or today if you're listening when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm probably walking across the stage at this moment.
Yeah.
Putting
with
that
your family
tassel,
clapping.
Putting the tassel on
with
the other
pride
side.
in their eyes.
Pride?
Yeah.
They're probably more like just happiness that they're like, oh, she's going to move out. She finally has a job. She's going to do something with her life.
You're doing things. You're doing this podcast.
I am doing this podcast.
What else do you need?
Not much. Goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
I like to be able to afford my goat cheese with cranberries and cinnamon. It's good stuff. You should try it if you haven't tried it. I'm lactose intolerant. It feels good in my stomach. So there you go.
Interesting. Well, I guess that's it for us.
That's it.
Do you have any words of advice for now that you're in podcast world, a college graduate?
I'm also a university graduate.
I know.
This is the third time I'm graduating in 7 years. So
fine then.
My advice to you, don't stop learning. Tune in to podthings.ca every chance you get, because I will always share more amazing wisdom like this. One of my favorite authors, I would like to pass on his advice. Oscar Wilde said, education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth knowing can be taught. So there you go. That's my advice. I'll take it from Oscar Wilde and I will borrow it and give it to you.
There you go. So on that note, I'm Adam Carroll.
I'm Erika the Graduend Miller.
Podthings.
Podthings.
Want more? Subscribe on iTunes and YouTube. Find us at facebook.com/podthings and follow us on Twitter @podthings. For links to everything we talked about and more, visit podthings.ca.